Begin organization.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guest. I remember when I was just a little child, my favorite place was hiding behind my mother's apron strings because I was so shy and quiet. But little did I know that was not of much help because my mom was very shy and quiet as well. And I carried that stance with me throughout my life, hiding and staying out of the forefront. Many of my friends encouraged me to join Toastmasters, but that just didn't fit my image of myself. And then I had a friend who shared Toastmasters with me yet once again, and he had been very shy and quiet, but I could see something different with him. Every time I saw him, he would tell me a little bit different things about Toastmasters, preparing a speech, practicing and presenting it, counting the ums and ahs and filler words. And then one day he talked about table topics. I remember hearing his words about learning to speak off the cuff. Every cell in my body cringed. No way. I'm not going to make a fool of myself standing up in front of the room like that. But as I walked away from that conversation, a light bulb came on because I knew that I made a fool of myself every day of my life, stuttering and sputtering and making incomplete sentences. And I just never expressed myself the way I really wanted to. And it was at that moment I knew I needed Toastmasters. So I found a club, signed on the dotted line, and began my journey. I can remember so clearly that very first meeting with my mentor. My mentor asked me what my goals were. My goals were to give speeches, come to meetings, and fill roles. And I continued to do that month after month after month. And then somebody introduced me to the profile of accomplishing the Distinguished Toastmaster. And I saw that I had almost completed all of my speeches, but I hadn't even begun to work on the L word, leadership. But as I saw the glisten of the possibility of accomplishing my Toastmaster DTM, I decided to look into the leadership aspect of the club and what it had to offer me. And I began to fill roles in leadership. I was the secretary, and then I became the president of the club. And a few years later, once again, and just in the last couple of years, once again for this club, I've been the president. And I've noticed that every year, the president of the club has different challenges, which help us grow and learn and become more efficient and effective. One year, we had a major layoff at American Greetings, and we lost a big part of our membership. We had to learn to grow the club back. Another year, we had a gentleman in the club who began by giving excellent speeches and then started giving very trashy speeches. And then that president had to deal with what to do with that situation. And as we progressed into the new program of Pathways, that president had to challenge the members of our club to move forward, to try something new, to learn and grow through that process. And in the last couple of years, as the president, we've had to deal with COVID and all the repercussions that have occurred in regard to dealing with that. But as a club, we've learned, we've grown, we've become more than we were before we started. And I'm so proud of our club because despite the fact our membership is low, we continue to provide professional and adequate and very informative meetings every week. Now, as mentioned in the introduction, as part of this project, I had to ask a number of people to fill out a 360 evaluation. It's about a 6-page evaluation, so I want to thank Wendy and Louise for their time and effort in filling that out, because it took some time. But I'd like to share with you a couple of the things that were on that form that were encouraging to me. Mary Ann sends out reminders and gets others to step up. She guides others to share ideas. When she needs help, she asks for help. She sends out constructive emails encouraging members. She provides positive feedback. She consistently gives speeches and provides a good example to our club. She keeps her eye on the ball at all times. She keeps track of and informs the club of the distinguished club goals and makes sure the club remains in good standing. She's very clear and direct with her communication, both as a speaker and as a leader. She is strong without being wishy-washy or overbearing. She's compassionate, and she really stepped up and overcame her technological challenges when we went from Zoom because of COVID. And as I read through that list, it occurred to me that that little girl who hid behind her mother's apron strings is not the same woman that stands in front of you today. And I owe all of that to Toastmasters, both all the programs that I've worked through to accomplish my DTM. But as we know in Toastmasters, when we look at what we've accomplished, we want to take in the value of that. But we also don't want to stay there. We want to continue to move forward and see what we can do in order to make our club even better. So I have a couple challenges to myself. And one of the things is to have regular officer meetings. In the past, we've always done that, and I think with COVID, just making it through the meetings has been quite a challenge. But I want to challenge myself to have frequent officer meetings. I want to make sure that everyone in the club is aware that they have input and a voice in where this club moves. One of the clubs I'm involved with, the area director suggested to have a Moments in Truth program presented to our club. So I challenge one of our members to step up and do that. And it's been a while since we've had an open house. And I know Terrell has been working on the possibility, now that American Greetings is opening its door, that we could start working in that direction so that we can open this wonderful program to those who are unaware of it. And I would like to end with a quote by John Maxwell, author and pastor. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Very nice speech and gave us a lot of information and